Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Ashley. Glad you could be here today. I haven't filmed in a minute, but I was like, oh, I need to get back to you all, and I have a fun video for you today. Of course, Colourpop, you know, they're always on a roll. So today we're going to be swatching and demoing the California Love palette. So anytime I see this palette, I just can't think of, I just always think of the song California Love. You know, California Love. California, no side apart. Okay, let me stop because I'll keep going. So the California Love palette is now available. It actually released 2 weeks ago from today. And it's a beautiful brown neutral palette. And I know people are kind of like over neutrals, but for some reason this palette really spoke to me. I was just like, this palette is pretty. And in the grand scheme of things, when I think about my collection, I really don't have a lot of brown neutral palettes, which is mostly browns and golds. My neutral palettes tend to have like fiery coppers, fiery reds, some type of plum, a peach, crease, or orange crease shade. So to me, I was like, this palette is beautiful. Okay, my earring just came off. I'm coming undone. Hold on. Okay, so now that I got my earring back, we can talk about the palette once again. So the California Love palette retails for $18. It does not have a mirror and it has 12 shades. But I do love the little convenientness of the palette. I'm really digging the packaging and the reflectiveness of the palm trees. Once you turn the palette in the back, you have California Love. And then you also have the shade names on the back. Colourpop, as you know, is made here in LA. Well, here in LA, meaning the United States. I live in Chicago. I always say here. The palette is 12 shadows with 0.9 grams or 0.03 ounces, okay? And it's distributed by Colourpop Cosmetics. And you can check them out on their website at colourpop.com. So let's go ahead and swatch this palette and let's go ahead and demo these shades. So the first shade we have is Diego, which this shade is so creamy. Look how foiled this shade is, as you can see as I'm running across my hand. Then we have Gnarly, which is a nice matte shade. And then we have Sequoia. And this shade I have been liking in the palette. I want to go ahead and build Sequoia up. The next shade we have is Gold Rush, which is one of those beautiful matte shades with that pesky glitter in it. You know how I feel about mattes with pesky glitter. It's just weird. Then we have Highway 1, which is a beautiful brown matte and it has gold glitter in it. Then the next shade we have is Laguna. Laguna is pretty as well. Nice orangey shade. We'll go ahead and build Laguna up one more time. Here is Laguna. Next we have El Capitan. El Capitan is a pressed glitter shade and it is gorgeous. I mean, it has a gold, green, bronzy, silver flip. It is beautiful. The next shade we have is Surf Riding, and this is also a beautiful shade. It's very gritty, but it has a beautiful duochrome to it. You can see. And then the next shade we have, I'm not sure how you pronounce this, Kachunga, I believe, but it's a beautiful foiled metallic shade. Next we have Mission, which is a beautiful dark brown shade with glitter in it. Again, I don't know why. Then we have Cruisin', which is a beautiful gold shade that is foiled and creamy and metallic. And then the last shade is The Bay, which is pretty neutral on my skin tone. I will build it up one more time. Here we have The Bay. And this is the palette. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this look going. I have my eyebrows filled in, and of course my eyes are primed with the Urban Decay Primer Potion in the shade Caffeine. So I'm gonna go in with a big fluffy blending brush, taking my Wayne Goss number 16. It is wiped off, quite stained, okay? And I'm going to go in with the shade Sequoia right here. I've been actually loving this shade. I've been kind of playing around with this palette, and so far, you know, so good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pack that on. And this shade actually shows up pretty well on my complexion, which is super dope. And I have a primer on that's, you know, my complexion. So just gonna go ahead and build that shade up in the crease. If you hear any loud, crazy noises, it's 4th of July. So the fireworks are kind of in action, even though it's still early. I really wanted to film today because I had a day off of work and I'm just chilling and doing stuff that makes me happy. And it makes me happy to film. You know, sometimes I need a break, but I enjoy making videos and I enjoy like my family that I have gained on here and the community that and the network. And so if you're new to my channel, thank you. Thank you. We're growing, you know, so I definitely want to come with content, but just understand that homegirl needs a break every once in a while. So I took a little break, even though I didn't leave you video lists. I did have some that were pre-recorded, but you know, usually I try to get 2 to 3 videos out per week. Lately, it's been so much going on. I think I've had like 3 videos. So that is the shade Sequoia, which is like a beautiful, just tangerine burnt orange. It's pretty. It's kind of like all the rage, but you know, it's a couple shades kind of like that in the new Tasha Denona palette that I've been loving also. So that is Sequoia. Now I'm changing brushes and I'm going in with a Wayne number 17, going to pick up the shade Gold Rush right here. This is a beautiful matte shade. Like I said before, it does have a little bit of glitter in it. So yeah. And I'm just gonna add this in to give me a little bit of depth. And intensify the crease. I don't know why Colourpop keeps insisting on putting these glitters in these matte shades. I'm like, why? I told y'all I don't like it. Like, they just listen to me, you know. I'm the only voice of reason in the joint. I'm sure they don't even know me. However, I mean, it's just silly because look, it's just like glitter speck up here, glitter speck up here. It doesn't stay with the color, so I'm not sure. And depending on your eye shade, you're not going to want glitter in your crease. Or it has to be the right type of glitter in your crease. At least it does kind of flick away easily. So I'm just taking the shade Gold Rush and building it up. And I really love the tone of this color. This shade is gorgeous. Going in with my Sonia G Worker Pro brush, I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Highway 1, which is a beautiful, more chocolatey brown matte. It's a little gritty in texture. It does have that dang on glitter in it too. And it's gonna take a little bit and we're gonna pack this with on the outer V. But I like this cut. It has nice pigmentation. You don't have to work hard. I'm just gonna kind of like blend that up right in there. And see, you see some of that glitter peeking through, but overall I really like the shade. And I'm just like lightly blending this out, just a little. More patting motions, kind of picking up and patting it out. So this is what we're looking like so far. Going in with my favorite little Tarte synthetic brush. I love this shade, this brush for like super creamy shimmers. So I'm gonna go in with this shade Diego right here. This shade is butter. Like, baby, look, I mean, just look at the texture. Like, you can just see from that texture, like that shade is just butter. And you might get a tiny bit of fall out, but this shade is divine. And it's one of those shades, when they're this foiled, you don't have to work hard to get your color payoff. You don't even have to wet it. And I'm just kind of lightly blending that shade into the crease. And like I said, I do have a little bit of fallout, but I didn't really tap off my brush. I just kind of placed it down. And I'm just going to pick up a tiny bit more. I want you guys to see how it looks dry. This is dry, but I want to show how this shade looks wet. I got my Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray right here. So I'm just going to give the brush a good spritz. And then we're going to pack on that shade right there. Just so you can see that it just amps it up. And even though I know I have goals like this, it's just like so beautiful. Now going back in with that Wayne number 17, going back in the shade Gold Rush, which was the second shade that we took. This is Gold Rush. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more and kind of lightly just blend that in the crease over that shade Diego, just to make sure everything is married. You know I like my foil shades up here to come up a little bit higher. It gives the illusion like I have a cut crease, but I didn't take the time to do it. Not to mention, you know, my eye is kind of hooded, so it makes my eye look a little bit bigger. Going back in with that same Wayne Goss number 16 from the beginning, taking a little bit more of Sequoia, which is right here, and just going to, you know, right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. This is the final look and I struggle with a lip color, but this is what I came up with, so I hope you guys like it, and I'll leave the description down below of all my makeup details. So let's go ahead and talk about this California Love palette. So far, I am liking it. This is not my first time using it, so it's not truly a first impression for me, but maybe a first impression on my channel of the palette. I think the palette is a beautiful palette. It's definitely an everyday, it's a neutral palette. We might be sick of neutrals, but if you're in the search of a neutral palette, I think this might be for you. So what I do like about it is like it's very brown and it has a lot of orange tones, but a lot of muted, rusty, mustardy kind of tones, and the browns are very warm, they're very rich, and so that's what I do appreciate about it. Like I really like the shade Sequoia, how it's mustardy orange tangerine color, and then you have Gold Rush, which is a nice deepening kind of a sienna color, and then you have these two beautiful browns to choose from. So I think that this is a very versatile palette where you can get a lot of looks out of it. You can go from daytime to night, and it's definitely a palette that you can just like take anywhere and you'll have a great look. If you like golds, this palette is for you, because I think you get a wide variety of golds. And even though I have so many golds in my collection across all my palettes, I'm like, there's still something unique about each of these golds, especially like Diego, which I have on my eyes today. And then also the shade that we have is Surfrider, and Surfrider is actually here. I actually just noticed that the names are inverted on the back, but Surfrider is right here, and that definitely has a duochrome shift. So the only thing I don't like about this particular shade is it's very gritty and it can be a little hard to work with. So even with a synthetic brush or a natural hair brush, it's probably just best that you use your fingers, and I'm not always a big fan of that because you can't really get good application skills when using your finger, and then I have like a little bit of a nail, so you know, I can't get it all the way in there like I need to. So that I did not particularly care for the texture of the shade, but the color of the shade is beautiful. I wish it was more of a formula like this. Now this formula is butter soft, excuse me, and really smooth, but it does have a tendency to kind of flake. That is the shade that is Diego that I used in my eyes. Now, Chayunga, I believe that's how you pronounce it. This is the smoothest shade out of all of the shimmers slash foil shades that are in the palette, okay? This one is definitely the smoothest. And then, of course, you have your pressed glitter El Capitan. And that's why I said, like, I feel like this is a palette you could definitely transition from day to night because you have your light gold shades, you have your crease shades that are nice and muted, and then you could just go ahead and amp it up by throwing this dark brown that is Mission right here in the crease or all across the lid. And then if you want to take it to the next level, you have the El Capitan, which is the pressed glitter, and that provides it is so beautiful. And I actually don't mind that they're in the palette. I think it provides something new for Colourpop because pressed glitters are kind of like all the rave right now. Not to mention, I would be more inclined to like use a pressed glitter in a palette versus just buying separate pressed glitters. And I'm like, might not even think about even using them because they're put away and they're away from the palette. You know, sometimes it's like that out of sight, you know, it's like it's out of sight, it's out of mind. That's the term. So overall, I'm really liking the palette. I think this palette is very versatile for lots of different skin complexions. If you're a few shades deeper than me, or probably on the deeper spectrum, then some of the transition shades might not be the best. Maybe Sequoia, Gnarly. Gnarly would actually be a pretty shade on the lid if you're deeper than me, with some other mattes like Mission, Highway 1. Now, my downside for this palette is like, I don't know why we have so many matte shades with all this dang on glitter in it. So literally like Gold Rush, Highway 1, and Mission. Yeah, so it's 3 mattes in here that have glitter. I'm like, why? Why we doing this? Why? So the reason why I just don't like it, it seems so pretty when you look in the pan and when you swatch it, it's like, oh yes, it's beautiful. But when you put it on your eye, that crap don't translate on your eye like that. And then you have little specks of glitter where you don't want the glitter to be. And then depending on your eye shape, like I kind of mentioned before in the demo, if I have glitter up here, like random spits of glitter, it just kind of makes this focal part of my eye look bigger, which brings out the more hoodedness of my eye versus setting that crease kind of towards the background. And it's only certain glitter shades or high foil shades that look good in my crease. So I don't like it, and it just moves around and flakes around. It just doesn't even really serve a purpose, this glitter in these matte shades. But overall, I think that the satin and the shimmer shades are absolutely beautiful, and including that pressed glitter. Overall, I do enjoy the colors of the matte shades that have the glitter in it. Like I did use 2 of them today. I really enjoy those shades. I think those shades are stunning, but they would have been even better for me without that glitter. And this palette, you have a nice matte to shimmer ratio. So if you're looking for like a palette that has more mattes, this palette has 7 mattes, and then you have the 4 shimmers. And one of the 4 shimmers is actually that pressed glitter. So I think it's a great buy. I mean, it's beautiful. I was like, something just attracted me to the palette. When I saw the swatches, I was like, yes, that is bronze goodness for me. And so I feel like this palette just kind of completed something, because I don't have a lot of palettes that are just all kind of brown in nature. So to me, this wasn't like just another neutral palette. So overall, I really have been enjoying this palette. It's California Love. Like I said, every time I just like want to be like, California. Maybe I could like insert a small clip it in the video of the song. I'll probably get them, well, no, because then I'll probably get flagged, because, you know, I don't own the rights to the music. But I just really think of that song because that was a song that was just like popping during my childhood when Tupac and Dr. Dre came out with California Love. That was the jam, okay? Even if you weren't from California, you could not deny it. So overall, I have been enjoying this palette. So let me know down below if you want to pick it up, or you're like, no, or you just probably catch it on sale. So let me know down below and give this video a big thumbs up. And I will see you guys very soon in my next video. And I'll have another video for you very, very soon. And I'm going to hit you with my chair dance. And if you don't know where the chair dance came from, because you're a new subscriber to my channel, in my very first video, I was just so elated that I was able to finish and record my first YouTube video that I kind of did like, I did it. I did a little dance at the end of the video. So that's where my chair dances come from. But I love to dance. If you know me, you're like, that girl loves to dance. So I just incorporate my little chair dance at the end of the video. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.